Hi everybody, Heather here, and I would like to present my second ukulele lesson for beginners. And as you remember from my other video, the uke is tuned G, C, E, and A. Since this is a bigger uke, remember how to hold them. I set mine on my leg with my hand just right here. If yours is smaller, you want to prop it on your leg and pin it with your arm, as we talked about in my earlier video. And I'd like to talk about some beginner chords. So, chord is the term for a series of notes, multiple notes that are played together. What that means on an instrument like this is that you will play a chord shape, which is how your fingers are oriented on the fingerboard, and then you strum. This is great for accompanying somebody who's singing or playing the melody, or if you yourself sing, it's very useful to know chords, and it's also a great way to kind of get started and get your feet wet and get comfortable with the ukulele as your instrument. So the first chord that is great for beginners to learn is the chord of C. Each chord is named after the note that the chord starts on. So this one starts on C, therefore it's called C. This is a major chord. Major chords sound kind of happy. And what you do is you can use any of these three fingers. I recommend using either your ring finger or your middle finger. And you want to put it on the 3rd fret. So this is a fret. So 1, 2, 3. And you want to set it on this string, on your A string. And you want to have that finger as close to the metal bar as you can. You also want to have your thumb pretty close to right behind where your finger is, there on the back of the neck. And I'll turn so you can see how I'm holding the instrument. See where my thumb is. There's my finger. Nothing else is touching. And then you'll want to strum all the strings. That's the chord of C. The second chord, which is also a 1-finger chord, is called A minor. It starts on A. Because it is a minor chord, it sounds kind of sad. I recommend using your middle finger for this one, and it's on the 2nd fret on this string right here. And again, you want to have it as close to that metal bar as you can. Hear the difference? So here's C, and here's A minor. Now with this one, you want to be careful. You see how far up my finger is sitting. You want to be careful that you're not doing one of these numbers, because this creates a thunking sound. The important thing with chords is to make sure that you get every string to ring clearly. So you want to watch that you're not accidentally blocking one of the strings with your finger. The third beginner chord that I want to take you through during this lesson is the chord of F, F major. And that one is really easy to get to from A minor. So you leave your middle finger where it is, and you take your first finger and put it on this string on the 1st fret. And again, as close to that metal fret bar as you can. So that's F major, A minor, F major, A minor. And again, you make sure we have nice distance. We're not accidentally brushing another string with our fingers. And the thumb is braced comfortably on the back, kind of near the fingers to give maximum amount of coverage there so that you're not straining or stretching, as I discussed in my other video. And so with these 3 chords, you can practice switching between them. And the important thing with strumming, as I discussed, is rubber wrist. Make sure that you're keeping your movement nice and steady. The trick to strumming for playing chords is that you want to keep a nice and steady beat. Ideally, every downstroke should be on the down beat. So each time when you listen to a piece of music, you want to tap your foot. Each time you want to tap your foot, that should be a downstroke on the strings. Now with strumming, you can use your first finger is more common, and you just use your nail to stroke down, and when you come back up, you use the pad of your finger. I've seen some people use their thumb, and it just kind of depends on personal preference. But whatever you do, you want to make sure that your wrist is nice and loose and everything's nice and relaxed. So now that you know your first 3 chords, let's start on C and just practice. And this is what I recommend for just starting out. Practice keeping that nice, steady beat. If you're brave, you can switch between C and A minor and back. And then if you're comfortable with that, go to F. Important thing is to just get used to keeping that nice steady rhythm with your strumming hand, and to get used to where everything is on your fingerboard. So that's a quick course in the first 3 beginner chords: C major, A minor, F major, and how to begin strumming. My name's Heather. If you enjoyed this lesson, consider supporting my continued teaching via my Patreon page, patreon.com/HeatherTheBard. You can also find these lessons on Steemit, which is steemit.com/@HeatherTheBard. Again, enjoy and happy playing.